So as everybody exits off the ship, Lumpy and Stumpy lock eyes. And he looks at him and he squints. He goes, Dad? Don't be? And then you have a moment where the two of them run towards each other in the middle of the battlefield and embrace.
Alright, fuck it, I'll play the song.
Okay. No, you belt that thing out, and as the two of them embrace each other, you learn the horrible backstory of Lumpy's family, where unfortunately his wife and child were abducted by a dragon, and he believed them to be dead for many, many years, and now he is reunited with his long-lost son. Unfortunately, they are on opposite sides of the same conflict. It is a heartbreaking situation.
Casting silence on everyone.
Thank you.
All right, so he silences you, so nobody can hear any music anymore, but Lumpy and Stumpy are still embracing.
So I'll just walk out of the bubble and continue playing.
Okay, you're gonna walk to the side, so you walk way off to the side and start playing. Unfortunately, the people in the bubble cannot hear you, but you can hear you.
Yes, that's all that matters.
At this point, you guys can do whatever the fuck you want to each other. If you engage in combat, though, whoever's involved in combat is gonna roll initiative.
All right, I'll do the fart move.
Can I use Ray of Frost on Cham's guitar?
Goblins, you don't want these mitts, man. I'm telling you. These hands rated E for everyone.
So this dick, bitch!
I immediately cast guidance on him so he can whoop some ass.
You're gonna cast that on Kane. So because you're doing that on Kane, I'm gonna do Kane's action first. So Kane, you're gonna cast Ray of Frost on Cham's guitar, which will initiate combat, by the way, after the fact. So after this is done, everybody's going to have to roll initiative, including the creatures. Ray of Frost, so you should be within range to do that, so roll to hit. Okay, so you rolled a 4, so instead of shooting the guitar, you actually instead shot a small rose bush that was next to the building. It's now dead.
How did you miss that?
I'm sorry, it's my first time, I'm nervous.
I look at him even more hard, just play him harder.
Still, because he tried to attack you, that is going to initiate combat. So you guys
I want Lumpy to try to chuck me at Kane.
He's still embracing.
Oh.
Also, yeah, you can fly.
I protect the fox.
The fox is going to stay up on the Zeppelin for now.
Well, I'm old, so I'll be going into the combat.
Yeah, so far you've rolled the lowest. So the 17 is for the owl bear, the 4 is for the giant monkey, and the 19 is for the attack drake. He has an 18, so you're going to be going pretty high. Cham rolled an unnatural 20. He's going to be going pretty high. Oh, okay. You got the highest roll, so you're going to go first. I'm going to roll for Lumpy and Stumpy, but they're probably not going to get that high of a roll. Okay, yeah, 7 and a 4. Okay, so Vash, you are going to get first crack at this, so you're going to have to pick who you want to aim that ballista at, or launch a spell, or do whatever.
Giant monkey. I'm gonna use my ballista.
Okay, so that's a 9. That's still going to miss, unfortunately. The ballista bolt lands in the ground near him. Now we're going to go to the next person in the attack order, which is Cham.
I'm going to use Charm Person on Stumpy.
Okay, so you do use Charm Person. Now, who are you trying to charm him to? You're trying to charm him to yourself? Cham, you use Charm Person on him, so that is effective. So he has now seen the error of his ways, and he wishes to reunite with his father in full. They are now a team, and they are going to fight on your side. So, Purity, now it's going to go down to your attack drake. So the attack drake, it has a melee attack, which is a bite weapon attack, so that gets a +4 to hit, and it also does piercing damage.
I'm going to have it bite Cham.
Okay, you're going to have it run up and try and bite Cham. So it's within range where it can run up to him. Oh, snap. Yeah, that's going to hit. Once the attack hits, it's going to do 1d6 +1 piercing damage. Okay, so that's pretty close. So at this 5 damage, that thing latches right onto his arm. So it's still kind of there. It's still kind of trying to wriggle around. But Cham, you take 5 damage. But you're not going to take anything extra, and you'll be able to break free as a minor action on your next turn.
Is Lumpy still hugging Stumpy?
They're not necessarily hugging anymore. Now that they're on the same side, they're kind of preparing for battle, so they won't need to roll to come out of an emotional state. Raka, it is now your turn.
It's not very nice hitting the retard like that.
Well, she didn't hit him, she bit him.
That's worse.
So, Raka, what are you doing?
Obviously, I'm going to wild shape.
Into your bear form. Okay, so you've wild shaped into your bear form, and who are you going after?
I'm gonna go after the dog.
Okay, it's an ambush Drake, so you can choose to attack it. Because it's latched onto him, you're going to get a +2 to the attack roll. For the claws, it's 2d6 + 4.
And I forgot to add it. So that's actually a 14.
First attack is going to hit. The second attack will not hit. The first attack will, so that's your bite. Okay, so that's a 6. So you chomp down on the back of the attack drake and sink your teeth right into it. So now you're kind of like a weird version of like a bite centipede, because now Cham is having his arm gnawed on by the dragon, and you are gnawing on the dragon by the back.
What the fuck am I watching?
Alright, so now it's down to the owlbear. So Purity, that's all you. So you can choose who you wanted to attack and what you wanted to do. They attack with their beak and their claws. Now their attack gets a +7, and it's a 1d10 + 5 piercing damage for the beak. The claws, because there's 2 of them, same thing, +7 to hit.
You know what? Fuck it. He's going after Dick Stab. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then have him attack Dick Stab.
Okay, so you want him to attack Dick Stab, so roll a d20 to see if he hits. The attack is a +7, so that's a 17, so that will hit. And that is 1d10 + 5. Okay. Alright, so you run up with the owlbear and you slash Dick Stab straight across the front of him, and he just kind of flies through the air and lands on the ground in a bloody heap. He's not dead, but he is barely clinging to life. It looks like he's pretty much out of the battle. He's sitting over there kind of screaming, "My son! I just got brought back to life!"
Exactly. Do you think I'd let you escape so easily with death again?
Okay, so now you get the second attack. So you can choose. So because Dick Stab has been launched away, you're not going to have enough movement to actually get to him, but you do have enough movement to get to some of the other targets if you'd like. I think almost everybody else is still within range.
I guess the bear biting my Drake's ass.
Okay, that's a 19. That's going to hit. All right, 14. So he's going to slash at Raka's ass for 14 damage. So he just gave you a nice little lesion on the butt. So Raka, because he attacked you from behind, I'm going to have you roll a roll to see if you can keep the hold on the dragon. Okay, as the claws sink into your buttocks, you let go of the drake and let out a massive bear roar as your ass gets used as a pincushion. Purity, it is now your turn.
I'm going to intimidate Stumpy back on my side.
Okay, so you're going to have to roll to intimidate him back. And Cham, because you used Charm Person, I'm going to allow you to counter roll to see if your hold is stronger than hers.
No, I don't
That's
think
funny. All right, Cham. Purity. Stumpy separates from his father and looks at him and he said, "You never came back from store." And then he runs back over to your side. Lumpy appears to be heartbroken and screams up at the sky, "I have no son!" So now you have successfully turned a son against his father and wrecked an already broken family. So now we're going to go down to Kane. So Kane, you get to decide what you want to do.
I was thinking about this. I'm gonna attack Rash. Man, fuck
Okay,
you.
You're going to get a -2 to the attack roll because he's flying.
So I'm gonna attack him with fire.
Ooh,
Fuck.
that's a 2.
My roll
Okay.
is not.
So you fire that, and unfortunately, the rose bush that you froze and killed earlier, you hit that again, and it unfortunately turns into a pile of ash. That fucking rose bush is dead.
Damn, bro, where'd you get your aiming skills from?
All right, now it is Lumpy's turn, and Lumpy is through with this bullshit. He wants that dragon off of his buddy, and he's going to use his massive hammer to do it. So he's going to come up to the Drake, and again, the Drake is going to take a -2, so Lumpy's getting a +2 to the attack roll, plus his strength, which is a +4, so it's going to be +6. Oh, okay. He rolled an 11. So as he's like coming down, the dragon very quickly moves its ass end out of the way in time for the hammer to actually hit the ground next to him and actually not do any damage. So you can go then, Arch. So then it's your turn to decide what you want to do.
Cast Guardian of Faith in front of the Goblin Queen and I, which is just going to be a giant kobold, just a giant oiled kobold standing in front of us and the enemy.
Okay, so you have now cast that, so that is standing in front of you.
And it
Okay.
stays for 60 damage, so it'll keep slapping motherfuckers if they get anywhere near us.
So that's going to be your turn casting that. So then it goes down to Dick Stab. Now, Dick Stab does not have very much energy left. He's down to 1 health, and he's bleeding out. So he's going to have to make a death saving throw before anything happens. So he's going to roll a 7. So that's enough to keep him alive. He's not going to be very good, but that's enough to keep him alive for another turn. And as he does that, he takes out his glaive with one hand and he whispers to it, "Go, my pretty, seek vengeance." He then throws the glaive. Now the glaive, as it works in Krull, is basically a homing device. So what's going to happen with this is he's actually aiming at the dragon that is still attached to Cham's arm. So the dragon is actually going to get a chance to dodge. So the dragon is able to move out of the way enough so that he doesn't get hit by the glaive, and the glaive just kind of spins back around and then lands back over near where Dick Stab is, but a little bit out of reach. So he's going to have to crawl to get it on the next turn if he wants to try that again. Giant Monkey is going to be going right now, so he can choose what he wants to do.
Can he pick up the bolt?
The
Yes.
ballista bolt? It's in the ground near him, so yes, he could pick it up if you wanted him to. It's kind of small for him.
I was thinking of him throwing it at
You
Bash.
can try that.
Let's cripple mash more.
I'm already broken enough already, so go ahead.
You pick up the bolt, and that's going to be a dexterity roll from him. He gets a +2 to dex, so you're going to roll a d20, and he's going to throw it, and the damage is going to be added to the roll. And because he's going to be using his fist, I'm going to say that that's going to do similar damage to what his fist would do. So make the attack roll first. Okay, and that gets a +2, so that's a 16. So that will hit. All right, 6. Okay, so that's not too bad. So the ballista bolt actually pierces into one of Vash's already crippled legs, so he can barely even feel it.
You thought I could feel that?
With the rest of the searing pain, because your legs are literally just, sacks of broken bone at this point.
I could take the reptilian's legs and I could use them as my legs.
You will
then.
not touch my cleric.
That would be really weird considering he's like 2 feet tall and you weigh 400 pounds.
You would have tiny, stubby legs.
Okay, so Vash, you take 6 damage. Like I said, that goes into your leg. And now it goes back to you.
I'll go after the monkey again. I'll just aim at his head.
Okay, so that's going to be a -2 aim penalty, but you're also going to get whatever your dexterity is for a plus.
Yeah, so...
Oh, yeah, that hits. Okay, so the ballista bolt itself does 4d6 damage. 15 damage. Okay, so the monkey's health is 68. So you did 15 damage to his head, but because that was a targeted attack, that also crits. So that's double. So you did 30 damage to his fucking face. So you actually pushed that ballista bolt right into one of his fucking eyes. He's going to be stunned on his next turn. Cham, it's now down to you. So you still have that Drake attached to your arm, by the way.
Yep. I'm going to use fly.
So you use fly, so you are able to fly up in the air. I don't think that has a weight limit attached to it, although that is going to hurt your arm. So even though you're flying up, you're going to do 1d4 damage to yourself because the thing's still latched into your arm with its teeth. All right, so that does another 4 damage to your arm as you fly up, but you do fly up with it. All right, so you're able to fly 60 feet up into the air with the lizard. And because that's not an attack action and it's a movement action, I'm going to say it's a minor action.
I'm going to use my sword and poke it in the face.
Okay, roll to hit. Ooh, okay.
Oh, good, Drake.
So,
good.
because that is a nat 1, and it's still, even though you got a little bit of pluses to that because of certain things, as you take out the sword to strike at the attack drake, it wriggles around on your arm and causes an immense amount of pain. In the pain, you accidentally drop the katana and it falls down to the ground, impaling itself 60 feet below. So that is going to be your turn. So now we're going to go to the attack drake is the next one. So the attack drake is still attacking you because that is what Purity asked it to do. So it's still attached to your arm. And since it's still attached to your arm, it's not going to need an additional attack roll to continue gnawing. It's just going to need a strength roll to see if it has enough left in its jaw to actually do any kind of serious damage to you, or if it's just going to be able to hang on for dear life. The attack drake is going to be able to munch down on your arm one more time. So that's 7.
You're not having a good day with my
he's,
Drake.
he's gnawing right in there. You think he might have hit a bone. Now it goes down to Raka, and Raka, you're still facing off with the owlbear.
Yeah, I'm about to beat this for Owlbear's ass. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay, you're gonna have to roll.
Yep, alright, so first thing, I'm gonna use my bonus action to rage. I got resistance to everything but psychic.
Where the fuck do I find the psychic?
So you're gonna use your attacks as a bear, so you're gonna use your bite and your claws again?
Yeah.
Then roll to hit with your first attack, and we'll see if that hits.
Alright, you little squirrely owl.
That's gonna hit. That one is not going to hit. So the first one will hit, and that is your bite. That did 11 damage to the owlbear. So now we're going to go down to the owlbear. So the owlbear is going to be able to retaliate. Okay, so that's a 16. That is going to hit for the first attack, so you can roll for damage on that. 15 damage to Raka. Raka, how's your bear form doing?
Well, that's actually 7 damage because I got resistance.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You have resistance to physical. I stand corrected. So, yes, that is 7 damage. Yeah, all right. So you lost 21 health, so your bear form is at 13. Purity, you still have your second attack as the owlbear. Okay, so that's an 18, so that, again, will hit. Are you aiming at Raka or are you aiming at somebody else?
I'll aim at Raka.
Oh, my God. All right, that's cut in half, though. So that's a 10. Raka, that means your bear's health is down to a 3. So, Purity, that is the end of the owlbear's turn. And now it is your turn.
Okay.
And you are currently behind, sitting behind the giant kobold that Arch spawned for you.
So I'm going to aim my crossbow at Bash.
You're going to take a -2 because he is flying. That's an 18. That's going to hit. All right, so that's a 1d8, and that's also +4, so that's an 11. So you shot Bash in the other leg. So now he has a bolt in each leg. Purity, that's going to be your turn. So yeah, you shot him in the other leg, so he has bolts at each leg.
I think it looks very striking on you.
Kane, it is now your turn.
All right. Well, I'm a little pissed off that I missed Bash last time, so I'm gonna try again.
All right, you're going to take a -2 to the aim.
That's fine.
Are you going to use Firebolt again?
Yep.
All right, you missed again. This time you have now, instead of hitting the rose bush in front of the house, you then hit the house. So the house is now on fire. You just have a very big problem with this property.
We're going to have to work on his aiming.
A little bit. You might need glass.
Damn, son, you can't aim for shit.
Now it is Lumpy's turn, so it's back to him. So that was where he's going to go next, because that's the closest to him. Because he's going to help out Raka, because Raka's not doing too great against the owlbear. So Lumpy's going to his massive hammer again, and again he gets a +4 to that because of the strength. Okay, so that's a 21, so that's going to hit. So that hammer does 4d10 damage. Okay, so that's 22 damage. So he smacks that fucking owlbear right away from Raka. The owlbear had 48 health. He now has 26 health. So when Lumpy hits him with the hammer, he actually sends the owlbear back. So he pushes him back because of the force of the strike. So he's now away from Raka. And Lumpy kind of stands next to Raka after that and just looks at him and says, "Nobody hurt Teddy. Not even Bird Teddy." Now it is down to Stumpy, who is back under Purity's control, so you can go next.
What's Stumpy's stats, like if we had him attack Lumpy?
Just think of him as a bit of a downscaled version of Lumpy, and his club only does 2d10 damage as opposed to 4d10 like Lumpy's massive hammer.
That fucker, Lumpy, just about handed the ass to that owlbear, so honestly, getting him the fuck out of the fight would be probably really good.
Stumpy, go and attack the big meanie one.
I'm coming, Dad. He runs up and he is going to try and smash Lumpy with his club. So he's going to roll and he's going to get a +3 because of his strength. That's going to hit. Okay, and it's a 2d10. All right, so that's 12. So Stumpy comes up and smacks Lumpy right across the face with the end of his club, doing 12 damage.
Good job, Stumpy. You got an extra treat coming to you.
Now it's down to Arch.
I'm going to cast Bless, and I'm going to bump it up to the 3rd level so I can target 4 creatures and give them a d4 on any attack roll or saving throw until the spell ends, which is 1 minute. Specifically, our buddy here, the myopic caster. That's who I really want to just...
It'll definitely help. So the monkey is going to be stunned because of the ballista bolt that's in his eye. So it's then going to go down to Dick Stab. Now Dick Stab is going to have to make another saving throw to make sure that he stays alive.
Just die already.
He does not stay alive this time. He rolled too low. Dick Stab, unfortunately, expires in the back of the battlefield and returns to ghost form.
Dick Stab, you're fucking pathetic, bro.
Because Dick Stab is now in ghost form, he's going to use one part of his turn to try and use a possession. But he's not going to possess a person. He's going to possess the glaive. I'm going to say he's able to possess the glaive, but not very well, so he's kind of still learning, so he's kind of just on the ground. There's like an inanimate goblin voice coming.
I need a young priest and an old priest, please.
So he's kind of bugging out while he's just possessing him?
Yeah, it's just kind of hopping up and down on the ground a little bit. He's not really sure how to work anything inside of it. Yeah, it's kind of like, watching somebody try to drive a stick shift who has no idea what they're doing. Bash, it is now back up to you. Like I said, you have a ballista bolt in each leg.
I'll do the crop dust.
Because it's such a large area, but the way you're going to be doing it, you're going to be flying at relatively high speed. You're going to be able to more accurately direct it. You don't need to roll too high, but I'm going to make you do an aiming roll, and you're going to get pluses to that. Okay, that is definitely going to hit correctly where you want it to go. Vash, you dumped a stink cloud all over the area where Purity's guys are. You were able to direct it because of the crop dusting fashion that you were doing it in. You were able to direct it enough to keep the cloud around their general vicinity. All the animals and creatures that are hanging back, so Purity, Arch, the monkey, the giant kobold defender, even though it doesn't really get affected by that, they are all engulfed in a stink cloud. So Kane, you're going to have to roll to make sure you don't vomit. Purity, you won't have to because you're a goblin, and Arch, you won't have to because you're a lizard. And the monkey actually will have to as well to see if he vomits.
Smells like kobold soup.
Kane and the monkey do not vomit. However, you guys are now trapped in the stink cloud, so you can't really see anything. So you're going to be disoriented while you're in the cloud unless you move out of it. At the same time, Arch, because you're going to be disoriented and the smell and everything else, when you roll your next concentration roll, you're going to take a -2 to it. Vash, that was your turn. Sham, it is now your turn. You're still hovering in the sky.
All right, so I'm gonna poke my thumb in the dog's eye.
I'm just going to have you do a grapple check just to get your hand onto his head, and then if you ace the and then if you get the grapple check, which you shouldn't have to roll very high, then you'll be able to do your little. Okay, that'll definitely hit. So you're going to be able to do that. So I'm going to say that's 1d6 damage, and he's going to have to roll to see if he actually stays on your arm. Okay, so that's 3, and since that crits to a 6. So I'm going to roll to see if he stays on your arm. So I'm going to say that's a -2. So I'm going to say that he's going to loosen the grip enough where, Cham, I'm going to have you do 1 strength check. And if you beat a 10 on the strength check, he comes off. Oh, you beat the 10 on the strength check. The dragon falls off of your arm. It's bleeding from its eye. And as it hits the ground, it's going to do 6d10 damage because you're 60 feet up in the air.
Just roll the damn thing. I'm not going to do it.
All right, that's 23 damage to the attack dragon.
It's
the
dead.
attack dragon is dead.
Oh, I was gonna start going down towards the ground.
Yeah, if you're just floating down, yeah, you can descend back to the ground if you'd like, but that's going to be your action for the turn.
All right.
So you kill the dragon falls to the ground. As it hits the ground, it actually explodes and splatters everywhere. That creature is now dead, and the control stone that was in its paw is now no longer glowing blue. It is dim and dead. So that is 1 creature down.